Welcome back to our adventure in Finwood. Last time we got hired by Marilyn Flores. She lost all her money. She lost all her money to a guy named Curtis Akari. And she can't go to the police because the chief of police is her son, which she doesn't want him to know. So she came to us and asked us if we could try and find this Curtis or her money or anything, help her somehow. And we just moved outside Harper. It's 11 a.m. and we're in this hex here. And in this video, we did construct a town together. The Sobrush town we rolled up last time. I also rolled up Harper, which we have here. So whenever we come back or anything, we know where we can find. We know what we can find in this town. And that's how I'm trying to work my way through my world that I'm building here. And yeah, let's do it one town at a time. So now the question for us is, where do we want to go? We want to head west. Someone saw him leaving, or when he ran out of Harper, he went out west. We want to try and go over here. So, question is, do we want to move through the mountain or the long way around this lake here? We can't go through Subrush because there's a wall here. Let's try and go through the mountains. Now, whenever I'm doing this, if I would not have a terrain, I would roll one up. But now we know it's a mountain terrain, and we grab a story point. I believe I mentioned in the last video my story points. They're mostly the mythic story points, like NPC action or move toward a threat. But I also have random event, which I will change into random plotline list, so we can get more stuff we can do. At the moment, there's only one thread on it, and this is find Curtis, Akari, and the money. We were promised 45 gold if we can fulfill this quest. So we roll a d100 and see what we get. 42. NPC negative. Okay. Now we do have only 3 characters on the list: Marilyn, Curtis, and Harper. Harper as someone from the town. So let's grab the card. This is the character list from the Adventure Crafter deck. And let's see, character 7. No one, so it's a new character. And it's a negative. So I have my absolute favorite NPC interaction generator. We have a negative. So we will be in the top part of the disposition. So I only will roll a d10, not a d20. Should we use a skill? No, not yet. Okay, let's see what his disposition, what this NPC's disposition is. An 8. Neutral. They will listen, but things could go either way. Do a charisma check. If successful, add 3 to a new roll and select one of the 4 outcomes below. If unsuccessful, subtract 3. Okay. Let's see quickly. I have a female on 1 and 3, a male on 2 or 4. It's a 4. So a male NPC. And we do a charisma check. Now he will have a natural 1. Okay. We will have 6 plus our charisma, which is plus 3. So we do succeed and add 3 to a new roll with a d20. That's more than enough. The NPC opens up outgoing, but we did have a negative. Should we roll with disadvantage? 19. No, he's outgoing. Okay. See below. Outgoing. The NPC offers 1 rumor. Roll on the rumor table. What rumor do we get? 49. Strange noises can be heard at night from the building in town close by settlement. Which building? No. 20. From the town hall. Strange noises can be heard at night from the town hall in town close by settlement. We do have a town hall in Harper. Okay. We can work with that. So in Harper, we found this guy. He was cranky first, so he wasn't really into talking to us, but we managed to. Let me quickly see something. Using the mythic challenge, is he from Harper itself? Do we know him? 50-50? 63. Okay. He's not from Harper. Is he from Sabresh? 74. Okay, no, he isn't. He's not from Harper. He's not from Sabresh. He's moving through the mountains and he heard. What's the rumor? Strange noises can be heard at night from the town hall in Harper. I'm actually going to write this down on my Harper sheet. And I'm going to put this on our plot list. Maybe we can find something out along the way. Or at least it will be a move away from a threat. That was our story point. Going through those mountains. Now, going through this took us 2 hours. So it's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're coming down this mountain range. Now, our dad, Leo, he gave us this explorer's map. And when you say the word tool, the map will show itself. So we are now trying to find out those 2 hexes to see what we get. I have the numbers 1 to 14. And let's see what's in this hex here. 4. A forest. Okay, now, is there another forest next to us? I think I'm changing this from a odd and even roll to a 50-50 chance. 1 to 50, it's a yes. Above, it's a no. 46, so it's another forest. Now, here's a question for us. We are in this hex here at the moment, so it can go either way. Or we could go here, but I feel like we're more next to those forests. Do we think that Curtis went into Subrush? Or do we think that he went further west? Let's say it's very unlikely that we think he's in Subrush. Very unlikely, it's 25. 10, 11. Okay, we think he's in Subrush. So let's move there. It's not a definite yes. We would have a 5 for this, but it is what it is. So we're here in this hex, and let's see what event we will get. Story point. This is a 92, which is an item table. And I love it. Okay. So we find something in this forest. My absolute favorite book, Arcane Artifacts from Madeleine Hale. I'm going to roll. This is 200, 10, and the 1. What do we find? 788. It's a forget-me-not scabbard. A scabbard made from pale yellow leather with brass fittings and a large round opal set near the top. Okay, we found this scabbard. There is an enchantment on the scabbard. It is the question if Serana knows it. Now, being a fortune teller and a sorcerer, I feel like she has known a lot of magic or seen a lot of magic in her life. So it's a pretty high chance she will know the enchantment. So let's say it's very likely that she will know it. So 75. 32. Yeah. So she knows the enchantment is that the sword that is in the scabbard, when it's lost or misplaced, it will return 10 minutes later into the scabbard. Which we don't have a sword. We have 2 daggers on the spare. So we will see if we can maybe sell it, or if we can sell a weapon and grab a sword. So let's put this in our inventory. I forgot to put my 2 new towns in our index. So if we have to roll up a town, there's a roll check for this. So we are here, and crossing the forest took us 2 hours. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Where are you? And we're now here. So again, we take out our map and see those 3 hexes next to us. There are only 2 forest tiles, so 50-50 chance this will be a forest tile as well. 0.8. It's definitely a forest. But now this one will be a new one. A 5. Another frozen land. It's definitely spreading. Is this hex also frozen land? 42. It is. If we would make our way through this tile, I think I would put this as a plot line. Why is there frozen land just around us? But we know that is also outside of Harper, so we see it spreading. Should we put it on our list? 50-50? No. Okay. So the next time we will encounter frozen land, we might put it on our list. But for now, we are in this hex, making our way to Sabrush. 65. 65 is move away from a threat. Let's see the threat. We have 24. It's a new threat, which would make sense with our just saying about the frozen land. Yeah, let's just use this. We decide instead of looking into the frozen land, we decide to move away from it. It's not our mission at the moment. We might come back to it, but at the moment, frozen land is not in our interest. Walking through took us 1 hour. It's only 4 o'clock. And we will have 3 new hexes to work through. So let's start with the 50-50 chance of this being frozen land. 34 it is. Now let's see this hex here. It's 12. Which should be ocean. Okay. As said before, one ocean tile has always have to be connected to another. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. That's quite an interesting layout. 12. There's another ocean. Oh. Is there a ferry? They want an ocean, they will get an ocean. So is there a ferry that we can go to? It's nearly certain, right? 85. Yeah, 36. How many silver coins is it? 4. How long is this ferry ride going to take us? An hour. Great. So it's 5. Now I'm going to write this down for Sabrush. You can only get there with a 1 hour ride from this point here. Let's make it. Put a F here for ferry. 1 hour for silver. Let's see what's happening on the ferry. Grab story point. 93. Another item. Maybe someone is trying to sell us something. Or we find something. 486. Scroll of crossing. A heavy scroll made from incredibly thick paper fastened with heavy hemp twine. When a scroll is thrown on the ground and the incantation is uttered, a 20 feet bridge slowly sprouts from the ground. The bridge is permanent, and this scroll can only be used once. How can we put this in our... So we're talking to the Ferry Master. His name... 57. Yeah, it's a man. 57 is Willie. So Willie, the Ferry Master, shows us a scroll and is trying to sell us this scroll. How much does he want for it? Whenever I try to price an object or an item, I'm trying to decide if it's common, uncommon, or rare. And I have my pricing table here. So I would always roll a d4 modifier and then those dice. So for a common object, I will roll a d6 and a d8, and one of them will be silver, one of them will be gold, and I can use the modifier from the d4. So, for example, if you have a 5 gold and the modifier would be 4, I can make it only 1 gold. And I think it's uncommon, which... Let's roll a d20 for it, and the d4 modifier. Only 1 gold. So Willie shows us the scroll. We have a d4 modifier. So let's say 1 gold, 4 silver. He shows us the scroll, it tells us what it does, and says he only wants 1 gold for it, and 4 silver. I only have 3 gold. Should we buy the scroll? Yeah, why not? I'm gonna give him 2 gold, and we should get 6 silver back. What's the word we have to say for the scroll to work? Let's see. Transfer. Say the word transfer. 20 feet bridge. Okay. So we have the scroll now in our inventory. But I need money. So it's time to go and sell stuff at the town. Okay, it's now 5 o'clock and we arrive in Sabrush. I think we're going to stay the night there. Now, when entering, remember there are 2 shops at the entrance. This shop here is the tavern, Finnegan's Finest Brewing, and we have the pawn shop. And I believe they're so close to each other that people from Harper know this settlement, right? Let's say 75. Yeah, 43. She knows the settlement and she knows that they only have a tavern and a pawn shop in there, and she goes to the pawn shop. Now let's see what we have that we could get rid of. There's not a lot. I have the potion of healing. Can you see it? It's a bit dark, isn't it? The potion of healing, I have my cocoa from the grandmother, and I have the scroll. Now, I do have 2 daggers and a spear. And I would have the scabbard. Should I try and get rid of that scabbard? So let's go inside the pawn shop, which is owned by David. sycamore. The pawn shop is named Sycamores, and David is inside the pawn shop. He asks us what we want, and we show him the scabbard. How much is he willing to give us for it? Let's say it has magic, so it's uncommon. 14 minus 3, so let's say 11 gold for it. I would like to try and persuade him in giving us more. You know, hey, it has magic, give me 15 gold. Persuasion +5, plus I have proficiency in it. 15. 16 plus 5 is 21, and he has only a 4. So you ask him for 15 gold, and he's willing to give us the 15 gold. Now, space-wise, I'm going to change it. 1 platinum is 10 gold coins plus the 5. So that I don't have to put 15 gold coins in here. But we get rid of the Forget-Me-Not scabbard, which I'm going to keep on the Savrush sheet to remind us that he would have it, maybe, when we come back. So, is there anything else he has that we could buy? I think there, in the Solo Adventures toolbox, I think there is a items by merchant chapter. Finding items in shops. I think I put this in my book, the way I'm using it. Let's see. Oh, where is it? It is from the Adventure Toolbox. And I have Quality of Merchant, roll a d20. It's a hamlet, and then that many items would be found by this merchant or in this shop. So let's see. 3. So 0 items would not make a lot of sense here. We should at least have 1 item. Let's see which item. $491. It's another scroll. Scroll of clear weather. A scroll of perfect white paper fastened with white braided wool. Enchantment. When the scroll is burned and the incantation is uttered, the weather immediately clears, bringing blue skies and warm weather. The history of those scrolls, it says that many of these scrolls were bought to ensure perfect weather on special occasions. So I feel like it's not that uncommon to have this scroll. I'd say it's common. A d6 and a d8. Where's my d6? So let's say we said it's quite common. It's still a scroll. So let's say 4 gold, 7 silver. Is it worth it though? Man, I like to fill up those bags. I will buy should we try and persuade him again. What do we have? Persuasion +5, 7, 2. So we only have a 12. He has a 7. Does he have a plus? A 2. So a 9. We did persuade him. So let's say he goes down with the silver. We only have to pay 4 gold. What was the number 471? 491. Okay. So you have the scroll of clear weather. Burn it and say the word scan. The weather clears immediately. Blue sky and warm weather appears. And I did put a blue marking on the outside so we know which scroll is which. We say thank you and we leave. Now, I feel like we should stay in the tavern because it's already late. It was 5 o'clock. When you get there, we would need a ferry out for 1 hour again, and it would not make a lot of sense. Now, here's the thing. We have a mission, right? We need to find this man. We need to find this Curtis Akari. So whenever I'm doing a mission where I have to find someone or something, the way I'm finding them is I'm going up the mythic ladder, let's say. The first time I'm rolling for it, I'm starting with impossible. Now the next time I'm looking for it, nearly impossible, very unlikely, unlikely, and so on, until I hit a yes. Is Curtis Akari in Subrush? We have A, nearly impossible, so 2 is definite yes, 10 is a yes, and everything above is a no. 81, so he's definitely not in Subrush. But I'm glad we checked, so we now have more money and the scroll and anything. Now I have to mark this. So we are in stage 1, impossible. Now let's go to the tavern and talk to, where are you? Finnegan. How much does he want for? He wants 2 silver, which we'll pay for an overnight stay. And let's say let's give this copper out of our inventory. We had something to drink and to eat. Let's get rid of those. And that was our first day. Now, there's not a lot we know about Serena. She does not have a lot of backstory, and we don't know her. We not really know her. So I have this RPG campfire card deck, which I like to pull the cards during the rest period or at the end of the day, so we can try and figure out a bit more who our Serena is. Let's see. 2 questions. Hypotheticals. What advice or warning would you give a younger version of yourself? Do you want to be the best in the world at anything? How would you know if you achieved that goal? So I feel like she really is struggling with her memory loss. Not knowing who she really is, but have a version of herself in her head. Like, She's taken care of by Leo, and this is the way he raised her. This is everything she knows. But who was she? I would tell my younger self to treasure the memory as much as she can. It's not going to be hers forever. And we do love magic. We would love to get better at it. I had not really the chance of using my magic right now, but I would like to get better at it. Now we do have those cantrips: Firebolt, Frostbite, Message, and Prestidigitation. And I have Charm Person, False Life, and Innate Sorcery. There are a few things. We only level 1, so I would like to level up. That was our day. Let me know what is your way of coming up with your own stories. Yeah, do you have some great rolling tables I can use? Put them in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!